What if one night you came face to face with yourself? Not a dream, not a vision, but a living reflection, whispering the one truth you've been running from your whole life. This is not just a story. It's a moment that will make you question everything you thought you knew about success, failure, and yourself.
Stay till the end.
Because the final words, they just might change the way you see your entire life. It was the last thing his grandfather told him before passing away. Sergey stood at the foot of his old school building. The painted bricks were peeling. The windows stared at him like hollow eyes. He had come for a class reunion. 10 years had passed. Everything had changed. He stepped inside the hall. Laughter, lights, loud music. Everyone looked confident, successful. Artem owned a chain of restaurants. Natalia was a television host. Even quiet Vadim had become a PhD. Sergey smiled, but inside emptiness. He worked at a warehouse, lived alone. His dreams had dissolved like smoke. He poured himself a drink, moved to a corner, watched the dancing, compared every detail, every word, every smile. "You could have been like them," whispered a voice inside. Suddenly, it felt hot. The lights flickered. A wave of heat rushed through his body. He stepped outside. The night was thick. The moon hid behind clouds. The pavement glistened with rain. The air smelled of wet leaves. He walked along the school fence. His footsteps echoed. The wind rustled the bushes. A door slammed in the distance.
He stopped.
Someone was sitting on a bench. The figure was barely visible. "Are you all right?" he asked. Silence. A streetlight flickered, revealing the face. It was him. Exactly him. Same clothes. Same eyes. "If you had not compared," the figure said, "you would have lived." Sergey froze. His body turned to stone. A chill raced down his spine. He stepped back. The figure vanished. Just vanished. A rustling sound behind him. He turned. No one. Then, he heard his grandfather's voice again.
Clear. Calm.
"Do not compare yourself to anyone." Sergey fell to his knees. The ground was wet. His fingers sank into the dirt. His heart pounded like thunder. He understood. He had lived by someone else's scale. Someone else's victories. Someone else's dreams. Then, he heard a door creak open behind him. Footsteps.
Slow.
Heavy. He did not turn around. He felt the presence. His pulse drowned out all sound. His chest tightened. A cold breath touched the back of his neck. The footsteps stopped right behind him. Someone was breathing.
Deeply.
Unevenly. A voice spoke, not loud,
But sharp.
like ice breaking underfoot. "You forgot who you are." Sergey slowly raised his head. He still did not turn. His breath came in short, trembling bursts. "You became a shadow," the voice continued. "A reflection of others, not a reflection of yourself." The words cut deeper than any knife. He wanted to answer,
But his throat was dry.
his tongue felt heavy. "You waited for approval. You chased applause that was never meant for you." Sergey clenched his fists. Mud seeped between his fingers. He bit his lip until he tasted blood. I tried," he whispered. Silence. Then a low, bitter laugh. "Trying is not living. You buried your fire beneath their achievements." The wind picked up. Leaves spun in circles around him. His whole body trembled, not from cold, but from truth. He felt a hand touch his shoulder. Cold, but steady. Stand up. He rose slowly. His legs were weak, but he stood. Turn around.
He did.
There was no one there. Just the bench. Empty. Just the wind, whispering through the trees. Just the school.
Dark. Silent.
But something had changed. The weight in his chest had lifted. His hands stopped shaking. His heart beat steady now. He looked up. The moon had broken free from the clouds. Its light fell gently on the path ahead. He took a step forward, then another. For the first time in years, he walked without comparing, without looking sideways. He did not know where the road led, but he knew one thing. It was finally his road.
He walked slowly.
Each step felt new, not borrowed, not measured against anyone else. The silence no longer scared him. It held space, room to breathe, room to exist. The school faded behind him. Its echoes stayed where they belonged in the past. The trees whispered above, not judging, just watching. He passed a street lamp. Its light flickered, then steadied, like his thoughts, like his heart. He remembered the faces from the reunion, the smiles, the laughter. But now they felt distant, not better, not worse, just different. He was not late. He was not behind. He was simply on another path. A dog barked in the distance. A car rolled past with its headlights off. The world continued, unaware of his change.
And that was okay.
Sergey reached the edge of the park, the same place he used to come as a teenager, to think,
To dream.
Before the noise of comparison began, he sat on a bench, closed his eyes, and listened to the wind,
To his breath.
to the quiet voice inside, not the one that demanded more, not the one that whispered shame, but the one that had waited, patiently, for him to return. And for the first time, he did not feel like a failure. He did not feel like he had to catch up. He was exactly where he needed to be, not in someone else's race, not in someone else's shadow, just here,
Alive.
awake, ready to build a life that looked nothing like anyone else's, and everything like his own. The sky above began to lighten. The stars, one by one, faded into the morning. A soft breeze moved through the trees, as if the world was exhaling with him. Sergey opened his eyes. The darkness was gone, not just from the sky, but from within him. He stood up from the bench. No weight on his shoulders. No voice telling him who he should be. Only the steady beat of his own footsteps, carving a quiet rhythm on the path ahead. Somewhere, life was moving fast. Success, competition, applause. But here, in this moment, everything was still. And in that stillness, Sergey smiled. Not because he had won, not because he had caught up, but because he had finally come home to himself. And that was enough. More than enough. He took one last look at the empty park, then turned and walked forward, not to impress, not to prove, but simply to live.